Hello there, this is Kevy the Kevlar coming back to you with a new video, and this time is going to be on the Nintendo Switch yet again. Apologies for having it be on the Switch again. I really feel like I need to make a follow-up and have some more opinions out there on this, because I didn't cover it as well as I'd like to before, I don't think. Now, I'm going to cut to the chase right away. I'm getting to the point where I think the Switch is going to be completely doomed at launch. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that Zelda that's going to come out for it is going to be a fantastic game. I really do. I know a lot of people are making the assumption that I don't think it's going to be as a result. But I promise you, I really do think it will be a great game. That's not why the Switch will be a failure. It will be a failure because of quite literally everything else. The Switch kind of appeals to absolutely nobody, really, besides Nintendo fanboys to an extent, and other really huge Nintendo fans. The core gamer is incredibly turned off by the Switch because of a gargantuan myriad of reasons. First, it does not have party chat built into the system. It only has 32 gigabytes of storage. Accessories are way too overpriced. God knows why. And most importantly of all in regard to the system directly, is it's going to have no games for it besides Zelda for almost an entire year. That is outrageous. But it gets a whole lot worse from there, because look at Nintendo Switch's main competitors, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Each of those can be bought for $250 or so, with a new game. Each of those consoles is basically completely superior to the Switch in almost every regard. And it gets a whole lot worse from there, as Nintendo Switch just costs way more than them. It's $300, but with a whole lot of hidden fees, including the really huge accessory prices. Like, if you want a Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, the standard controller, what you get for free on the Xbox One and PS4, that's going to cost you $70. If you want a good storage space on the Switch, that's going to run you a whole lot of money, potentially like $100 or more, just for a suitable SD card. And if you spend $100 or more, you'll only get, like, almost half of the storage you get for free on the PS4 and Xbox One. Like, it just gets to the point where, money-wise, like, I don't know what Nintendo's really thinking. They're not even bundling a game with the thing, and that's just something that should arguably be required. In regards to the casuals, they're even worse off than the core gamers, I think, because with the casuals, they already have their fix in every way that they're gonna need. They already have all their casual mobile games in their phone. They're not searching for anything else. They're not searching for a breakthrough. They don't need a breakthrough. They don't need something to really entice them. They don't need something to really, really satisfy their cravings for more casual goodiness. They already have that in spades, and they're already completely satisfied. It's like the Wii enticed them because at the time, there was no mobile games initially. There was nothing of that sort. There was nothing else for them. But now that they have mobile games, which is ludicrously cheaper for them in comparison to the Switch, and arguably better in a way, at least in regards to the casual side of things, then they're just not going to be enticed to buy a Switch. Like, that's just period. They're not going to. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They're just not going to do it. And it gets even worse from there because in a lot of ways, the Switch is just so much less marketable than the Wii is. I think it's better marketable-wise than the Wii U. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the level the Wii was. The Wii was very simple, it was very interesting, and it was pretty cheap. It had no hidden fees. If you were going to buy a Wii, you wanted to spend like $250 for it initially, and a game which was only going to be like $40. And maybe an extra controller, and there's also the option of Wii Play, which included an extra controller as well. Nice and simple, and interesting, and cheap. Now with the Switch, it's so much more expensive. There's so many hidden fees, it's mind-boggling almost. It is actually kind of mind-boggling, really. It's not simple. Casuals, at least, especially, aren't going to think it's simple. Is it a handheld? Is it a tablet? Is it a thing you plug into your TV? Is it a thing you take to parties to play with people and friends? Is it a toy? They're not going to know. They're going to lose interest immediately when people are trying to explain it to them. They're not going to care. Not the level that they would with the Wii. And, like, I don't know what Nintendo's thinking. It's almost impossible that they're going to be successful with this thing. I don't know what they're thinking. They have to change, like, everything. They have to add party chat to the system inherently. They have to give you way more than 32 gigabytes of storage. Just what the They have to give you at least 2 free games a month, and they can't be really old NES games, and they better let you keep them for more than a single month. They have to lower the price of the accessories, and they have to include a Pro Controller with the console. They must also bundle in a game with the console, preferably 1-2 Switch. That seems to be pretty good for that. And this one is so much more of a tall order, of course, but they really need to speed up development of their games because they have nothing besides Zelda and Mario in December. Now, I also, of course, know Nintendo is far too incompetent to do any of this. Don't get me wrong, I know that. But, like, just imagine if Sony or Microsoft came out and said that for the PS5/next Xbox, whatever, you're going to only have 32 gigabytes of storage on it. Yay! Your party chat will no longer work on the console. You're going to have to use your phones for it going forward. Yay! All your USB-supported headsets will no longer work or function at any level. Yay! Your free games will now expire after only 1 month, and they're also going to be really old PS1 and Xbox original games only, and only the bottom of the barrel of those. Yay! And yes, it'll still cost money to play online, even though your expectations are way higher than what we're delivering. Hooray! Like, just imagine if that happened. Well, that's my video for today. I'm glad you listened in. Really, I am. It's really fantastic. I really hope you all have a good day, and see you around.